Hello everyone, welcome. So today we've got a quick little 30-minute express flow in which we're really targeting the legs. Specifically, we'll be firing up the hamstrings and the front of the legs, hip flexors and quads. You will want 2 blocks for practice, and we're going to begin lying down on our backs. But first, set up your blocks somewhere in front of you, about hip bone apart on the lowest height and vertically. And then you're gonna just come to lay down with your heels on the blocks. So essentially in Shavasana, arms out to the side, your palms can face up, and for now just let your legs splay out to the side. Allow the eyes to close or soften, whatever feels best. And take a moment just to land into this moment and into your body. Feel the connection of the ground supporting your body. With that support, see if you can loosen up the muscles a bit, let the bones feel heavy, and start to bring the attention inward onto the breath. Start to find a smooth, steady breath here in and out of your nose. And with each inhale, you might feel the belly expand, feel a sense of opening in the body. And with each exhale, feel the belly gently draw back in, the sense of softening or grounding. And then take just a couple more breaths here, keeping your attention on the feeling of the breath, establishing a steady tempo to the breath. And then with your next breath in, allow your eyes to softly flutter open. Bend your knees and bring your heels to the blocks. And you want your legs not at a 90-degree angle, but a little bit more like 135 degrees. Draw your toes straight back towards your face. Bring your attention to your low back and try to really draw the front ribs down and in, and lengthen the tailbone forward so you're not in a back bend at all, and your low back will be flat to the mat. And now we're going to try to keep the low back as flat to the mat as possible. Root down through your heels and then inhale, lift the hips. So there's no back bend here. And as you exhale, slowly lower. Can you lower your sacrum, your low back, before your bum? Do that again. Push into the heels, lift the hips, try to keep the ribs in the entire time. And then exhale, lower. Can you keep your low back flat, the ribs in? Let's do that 3 more times. Ribs stay in, ground through the heels, lift. And then very slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Keep the low back as close to the mat as possible. Lift and lower. Pause, take a breath in. And now as you exhale, bring the right knee into the chest and then extend the right leg up towards the ceiling. You can have a little bend in the knee. Draw the right toes down towards the face. Keep the ribs in, low back close to the mat, ground through the left heel. Inhale, lift the hips any amount. And then exhale, very slowly lower. So we're trying to stay out of a back bend. Ground through the left heel, lift and lower. 3 more times, lift and lower. Might be a small lift, that's fine. Lift, lower. Now 1 more time, we're gonna hold up, lift the hips, and now start to pulse your hips up and down. Little baby movements. You might start to feel the back of that left leg fire up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down and switch. Place the right heel back to the block. Bring the left knee into the chest and then extend the left leg up. Have a little bend in the knee. Draw the ribs in. Tuck the tailbone under. Push into the right heel. Inhale, lift the hips. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 3 more times. Lift, lower. Lift, keep the ribs in, lower, lift and hold. Keep lengthening the tailbone forward as you pulse. So no back bend for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the hips, extend the left leg forward, lower the left heel to the block. This time straighten your left leg, hug the right knee into your chest. Push the left heel forward. And now extend the right leg up towards the ceiling, interlace fingers behind the right thigh. Just bend and straighten that right leg a couple of times. Should feel nice to stretch the hamstrings after we did a little strengthening work of the muscles. Hold the right leg straight for a couple of breaths. Push up through the heel. Draw the toes down towards your face. One more deep breath in. And then exhale, bend the right knee. Extend the right leg forward and switch. Hug the left knee in. Just hold for a breath or two here. Push forward through the right heel as you hug the left knee in towards the left shoulder. And then extend the left leg up, interlace fingers behind the left thigh. Start by bending and straightening the left leg a bit. Just kind of waking up the back of the leg. Straighten the left leg as much as you can. Hold for a couple breaths. The more you push up through the heel, the more you might start to feel the back of the leg open. So we did some work strengthening the muscles and the tissues around the muscles, and now just lengthening and opening. One more breath. And now exhale, bend the left knee, hug both your knees into your chest, give yourself a squeeze, maybe a little rock side to side. And then from here, roll to one side of your body or rock and roll up and down the length of your mat, and we'll meet on all fours in a tabletop position. You can just move the blocks to the side for now, get a little music going. And then once you're in your tabletop, shoulders over the wrist, hips over the knees. Let's take a couple cat-cows. As you inhale, draw the heart forward and up, slide the shoulders back. Exhale, reverse, round the spine. Inhale, arch, open the front body. And exhale, round. Do that a few more times on your own. And just starting to move with that steady breath that you established at the beginning of class. After your next round, come back towards center. Do make sure the shoulders are really over the wrist and the wrist creases are parallel to the top of the mat. Push the floor away from you, shoulder protraction. Feel your shoulders spread across the back. And now stretch the right leg back, left leg back, plank pose. Plug into the ground with the balls of your feet, not your tippy toes, so you can use your legs. Lift your thigh bones, but lengthen the tailbone down to the heels. Start to shift forwards and backwards a few times, forward onto tippy toes and then back. Try to keep the arms straight, keep pushing the floor away from you. Reach the crown of your head forward so the back of the neck is long. One more breath, and then downward facing dog as you exhale, hips up and back. Now bend your left knee a lot in down dog and sink the right heel into the earth and hold. And the right heel may or may not touch the ground, doesn't matter, but just let it feel heavy. Switch, bend your right knee a lot, sink the left heel towards the earth. And then just come back towards center in down dog. Press down through every knuckle, every fingertip, push the hips up and back. Of course, if you feel the low back rounding, bend the knees to get the hamstrings out of the way so you can send the hips higher. As you inhale, rock forward, come to a plank pose. As you exhale, bring your right knee to your right upper arm. Stay for an inhale, get as high as you can. Exhale, kick the right leg up and back, three-legged down dog. And exhale, step your right foot forward, get toes in line with fingers. Drop your back knee, but keep your back toes tucked under. Climb your hands onto your front thigh, you can interlace fingers. And now push your thigh away from you. So kind of lean the chest back. The front leg might straighten a bit, that's okay. Stamp down through the right heel to lift the right hip up and off the thigh. Energetically drag the left knee forward. Keep the fingers interlaced. Press the palms forward and up as you breathe in. Exhale, hug your ribs in. Go up. Press the thumb side of your hand up. Keep stamping down through the right heel. Take one more inhale. Exhale, lower your hands to the mat. Step your left foot forward, fold over your legs, feet about hip bone apart, bend your knees. Keep a bend in your knees, roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. And once your chin lifts, reach your arms out and up at the top. As you exhale, stand on your left leg, hug the right knee into the chest, hold the right shin. Push the left thigh bone back. Go up with your chest like you're doing a back bend. So try not to tuck the tailbone under, but keep that little curve at the low back. And now slide your right hand down to the right ankle. Point the right knee to the floor, left hand can come to the hip. Aim the right knee down and now do the opposite. Drop the tailbone heavily so there's no back bend here. Keep the ribs in. Maybe reach your left arm up. Take one more breath. And then exhale, right foot down, arms by your sides, mountain pose. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Feel free to bend the knees. Inhale, chest forward. Plant your hands, step your left leg back, runner's lunge. Deep breath in. Exhale, straighten the front leg, pyramid. Feel free to bring hands to blocks. If the ground is far away, better to have your hands on something than hanging. Find a little more length in your spine as you breathe in. As you exhale, come onto the right heel, draw the right toes back towards the face, sink the left heel into the earth, and fold over the front thigh. Can you spin your left hip forward a bit more, squeeze the right hip back? And then go ahead, rebend the front knee, plant your hands, step to your plank pose. Drop to your knees, point your toes, keep the tailbone heavy, heart forward, take an inhale. Exhale, slowly lower. Keep your hands by your low ribs, but make them as light as possible. Lift the head, the chest, the shoulders off the mat. Maybe hover your hands. Reach your legs so far back that they float off the mat. Keep your legs straight. Spin your inner thighs up as you firm the outer ankles in and squeeze your elbows in. Take one more inhale, lift any amount higher. Exhale, lower down. Press up onto all fours, tabletop, downward facing dog. As you inhale, rock forward to your plank pose. Exhale, tap your left knee to your left upper arm. Stay for your breath, get as high as you can. Kick the left leg up and back as you breathe in. Exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Drop the back knee, but keep the back toes tucked under. Climb your hands onto your front thigh. You can interlace fingers, do the opposite thumb on top, and then lean your chest back a bit. So the front leg might straighten a bit, that's okay, but feel your left hip lift off the thigh. Energetically drag the right knee forward. Keep the interlace, press the palms forward and up. Hug your ribs in, so sometimes we back bend in this pose, but not today. Press the thumb side of your hand up. Reach a little higher as you breathe in. Exhale, hands down, step forward and fold over your legs, feet hip bone apart, bend your knees. Keep a bend in your knees, roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. At the top, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, stand on the right leg, bring your left knee into the chest, hold the shin. Keep your gaze steady. Do a back bend, heart lifts, shoulders back. Lengthen your tailbone back, keep that little curve at the low back. And now slide your left hand down to the left ankle. Right hand can come to hip, point your left knee down as much as you can. Do the opposite, no back bend. Tuck the tailbone, lift your pubic bone up towards the navel. Try to aim the left knee further down, away from the crown of the head. Maybe reach the right arm up as you breathe in. And exhale, release the left foot down, arms by your sides. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, chest forward. Plant your hands, step the right leg back. Always feel free to bring your hands to blocks if it's helpful. Full breath in, lunge. Exhale, straighten the front leg, modified pyramid. Find a little more length in your spine as you breathe in. As you exhale, draw the left toes back towards your face, come onto the heel, and then sink the right heel into the earth. Fold in towards your front thigh. Spin the right hip forward as much as you can. One more cycle of breath. Bend the front knee. Step to plank. Drop to your knees, point your toes. Tailbone heavy, heart forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, lift your head, your chest, your shoulders. Maybe float the hands off the mat. Reach your legs so far back they float off the mat. And now keeping your legs straight, start to just kind of swish your legs up and back, or flutter. I guess flutter is a better word. Flutter your legs up and down, but try to move from the upper thigh and glute. So that means we're not bending the knees, the legs stay straight. Can you point your heels up towards the ceiling? You might need to spin your inner thighs up a little more. Squeeze your elbows in, shoulders back. One more breath. Now keep your chest up, place the feet down and your hands down with the elbows over their wrist. Option to stay here, baby cobra, or inhale, upward facing. Thighs lift and up dog. Downward facing dog is where we meet. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Push your hips up and back. Take one more inhale here. And exhale, feet to your hands. Make your way to the top of the mat. Heart forward at the top. Exhale, fold. Come all the way to stand. Inhale, rise, reach your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands together in front of your heart and down by your side. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold forward, hinge at the hips. Inhale, chest forward. Plant your hands, step your left leg back. Runner's lunge. Front knee over the ankle. Work towards making your front thigh parallel to the mat. Heart forward, push the left heel back. Feel free to keep hands down. They can of course be on blocks. Or if you'd like, reach the arms forward, palms facing in. As you bend the front leg, push your left thigh up towards the ceiling. Press your front knee to the right. Feel your right outer hip firm in. Stay for another breath. Now as you exhale, bend your back knee halfway. Lift the torso, high lunge. Both your knees are bent a lot. Try to lean your chest back a little bit. Can you lift your right hip up and off your thigh? Drop the tailbone heavily, so no back bend. Take a breath in. As you exhale, try to tap the back knee to the mat. Inhale, make your back leg just a little straighter. Keep the bend in the front leg like you had a teacup on your front thigh. Exhale, tap the mat with the back knee. Inhale, back leg a little straighter. Exhale, tap. Inhale, a little straighter. Exhale, tap. Inhale, a little straighter. Hold. Reach your arms up. Draw the ribs in. Final breath here. Exhale, hands to the mat or block, straight in the front leg. Long pyramid pose. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Bend your front knee, plant your hands, plank pose. From your plank, drop to your knees, point the toes. Stretch your right leg towards the back of the mat. Straighten the arms, draw the ribs in. Pick up the right foot, bend the knee. Try not to be in a back bend here. Tuck the tailbone. And then without going into a back bend, start to pulse the right leg up and down. Almost as if the sole of the right foot was holding a tray. Just little pulses. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step the right leg back, left leg back, plank. Take a breath in, downward facing dog. Inhale, rock forward to plank. Exhale, tap your right knee to your right upper arm. Stay for a breath in. 3-legged down dog, kick the right leg up and back. Step your right foot forward. Spin the back heel down. Make a 45-degree angle with your back foot. Come up to warrior 1. Just bend the front leg deeply. Push your left thigh back so there's no bend in the back knee. It's harder in this pose, but try to lengthen your tailbone down. Hug the ribs in. Take a full breath in, keep your gaze steady. Now we're gonna stand on the right leg, hug the left knee into the chest, take a couple hops forward or one big hop forward, hold the left shin. Do a back bend, chest up, shoulders back. And now let your left hand slide down towards the left ankle, point the left knee to the ground, reach the right arm up. Aim the left knee towards the earth, aim your tailbone to the earth. Hug the ribs in. Keep the left knee up if you can. Let go, bring your left knee into the chest, reach both arms to the sky. And now straighten your left leg, but try not to lean back. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Arms by your sides, back to mountain pose. Let's do the other side. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward, hinge at the hips. Inhale, heart forward. Plant your hands, step the right leg back, runner's lunge. Work towards making a true right angle with your front thigh. And now chest forward, push the right heel back. You can of course keep your hands down, they might be on blocks. If you like, reach the arms forward. Either way, you're in a hover lunge, a diagonal lunge. Kick the right heel back, reach the crown of the head forward. Squeeze your left hip back and in, feel the front knee move to the left. Stay for another breath. As you exhale, bend the back knee halfway. Lift the torso, high lunge and pause. Hug the ribs in. Think of leaning your chest back a little bit so your left hip lifts off the thigh. Take a breath here. Exhale, bend your back knee, maybe tap the mat, maybe not, just go down. Inhale, make your back leg a little straighter, but keep the bend in the front leg like there was a teacup here. Exhale, bend your back knee. Inhale, a little straighter. Exhale, bend. Inhale, a little straighter. One more time, exhale, bend. Inhale, a little straighter, hold. Kick the right heel back, you've got this. Draw the ribs in, arms up as you breathe in. Exhale, hands down, straighten the front leg. Bring hands to blocks if it's helpful. Should feel nice. Breathe into the back of the left leg. And then plant your hands, step to your plank. Drop to your knees. Stretch your left leg back. Pick up the foot, bend the knee. So it's tempting to go into a back bend. Don't hug your ribs in. Push the ground away from you so your elbows aren't bending. Now try to keep the spine still. Pulse the left leg up and down. So try to keep everything else in the body still. Keep the ribs lifted, arms straight. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step your left leg back. Right leg back, plank. Downward facing dog. Inhale, rock forward to plank. Exhale, tap your left knee to your left upper arm. Hold for a breath in. 3-legged down dog, kick your left leg up and back. Step your left foot forward, spin the back heel down, be heel to heel or wider. Warrior 1. Bend your front knee as you push the right thigh back. Hug the ribs in. Keep your gaze steady. We're gonna stand on the left leg, bring the right knee in. You could take a few steps forward or one big step forward. Hold the right shin, lift the knee, lift your heart, do a back bend. Slide the right hand down to the right ankle, point the right knee to the floor. Maybe raise the left arm up. Try not to do a back bend. Drop the tailbone heavily, feel the pubic bone lift up towards the navel. Try to keep the right knee up, let go, arms reach up, straighten the right leg, but try not to lean back. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Okay, right foot down. Now I'm feeling warm arms by your sides. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, chest forward. Plant your hands, step to your plank. From your plank, drop to your knees, point your toes, chest forward. Slowly lower for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make sure elbows are over the wrists. Stretch the legs back. Low cobra. Upward facing dog if you'd like. Take a breath in your back bend of choice. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Stay for the breath out. Come back to that smooth and steady breath in and out of the nose. And as you inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. Drop your back knee. We are gonna be on this back knee, so if you'd like to fold up your mat or place a towel under the back knee, go for it. And then let your hips come forward in space. Bend the front knee deeply. You can also grab a block. Place your hands on a block in front of you if you find it helpful. So what you're gonna do is grab your other block. This part, I'll warn you, will not be fun, and there's a couple different variations that you can do. So you're gonna place the block I'm doing it the long way, like this, the long and skinny way on my left upper thigh. It could be on the butt also. You decide what feels best. Either one's not gonna feel good though. Then you'll bend your back knee. You're gonna try to kick your heel into the other end of the block. So the block kind of has to go like this horizontalish way. And if you're like, that's impossible, I can't reach the block, you don't use it, and you just start to hug the left knee in as you bend your front knee more. If you're like, the long way is easy, then try doing it this medium height. And it takes a little adjusting of the block. Okay, we're here for just a few breaths. So kick the block if you've got it. And it might feel a little flimsy, that's okay. You probably will feel the left hamstrings fire up. You might even get a cramp, that's normal. Try to squeeze the block with the left heel. My block might be at the glute, might be at the upper thigh. One more breath, we're going for 30 seconds. And then lovingly move the block away, point the toes, frame your front foot, shift your hips back for a moment, straighten the right leg. And then rebend the knee, move the blocks, step to downward facing dog. So it's very painful work in a way, but it's short, it goes by quick, it's already done on that side. Pedal out your feet a little bit, let that go. And then find some stillness, take a breath in, lift your heels. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Drop your back knee, point the toes, lunge on hands, fingertips, or hands on a block. Heart forward. Grab your other block. So again, you can do this without a block. You'll be bending the right knee, kicking your heel in. If you're using a block, it might go on the bum, it might go on the upper thigh. I always have to look behind me to see it. It can go this long way or medium way, a little more intense. And then once you've settled in, bring both hands down in front of you. Try to bring the right heel as close to your bum as you can, or kick it into the block. And you'll probably start to feel the right back of the leg really waking up, firing up. It's normal to get a cramp here. Try to breathe through it. And just a couple more seconds. Last breath in. Okay, and now move the block to the side. Straighten your left leg for a breath. And then slide the foot back. Step to downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet. And just notice how the backs of your legs feel. Notice if you can sink your heels towards the earth a little bit, find some stillness and downward facing. Take one more breath here. And then exhale, drop to your knees. Swing your feet off to one side. Come to lay down on your back. And do make sure your blocks are in reaching distance. Bend your knees, bring your feet to the floor. We're gonna take a supported bridge pose. You could do it with one block on the lowest height or the medium height, horizontal way, or if you want a higher height, I like to stack the blocks, lift your hips, and then slide the block or blocks underneath your sacrum. So you wanna feel like your hips are supported. And then arms by your sides, palms facing up, shrug your shoulders under a bit. So the blocks are a little lower than the low back. Your hips should feel so supported that you could extend your legs up towards the ceiling. We're not gonna do that right now. Take a couple of breaths here. And just allowing the body to be supported after doing a lot of standing work, a lot of work that required a lot of effort. And then option to stay exactly as you are. If you'd like to get a little more into the front of the left hip, there's two variations of a quad stretch. One is to extend the left leg forward, keeping your heel on the ground. Option two, look at your left foot, pick it up, grab the top of your foot with your left hand, try to place the top of your left foot down and aim the left knee forward. In whatever variation you choose, aim your left knee forward rather than down. Try to not be in a back bend here, but lift your frontal hip bones up towards the front ribs. Lengthen the tailbone forward towards the left knee. And then from here, if you took one of those variations in your left side, you'll bring your left foot back to the ground. Either extend the right leg forward, do whatever you did on the left side, or look at your foot, grab the top of it as you pick it up. Point the right toes back, your right knee forward, and then try to tuck the tailbone. Lift the pubic bone up towards the navel. And rather than thinking down with the right knee or thigh, think forward. And then breathe, keep the breath smooth and steady. And if you took a variation on the right side, slowly start to release. Place the right foot down, lift the hips, slide the blocks out from underneath you and lower all the way down. And then bring your feet as wide as the mat. Do a little swish side to side here. Draw your knees into your chest. Raise your legs up towards the ceiling for a moment. You don't have to hold the thighs, and just bend and straighten the legs a couple of times. And then from here, draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a final squeeze, bringing gratitude towards your body, what it does for you each and every day. Maybe a little rock side to side. Now, as you're ready, extend your legs long on the mat. We'll set up for a resting pose. A short shavasana, legs long, arms out to the side. Let yourself take up lots and lots of space. Make sure nothing's touching you. I'm even gonna move these blocks. Soften or close your eyes. Relax the jaw. Feel the earth supporting your body, and with that support, trust that your body can let go. Invite a slow, deep breath in through the nose. Fill up your belly with air. An open mouth clearing breath. And then keep your attention on the feeling of your breath. Now, if you have a little bit longer and you'd like to stay in this shape any amount longer, feel free to pause this video and stay steady. Otherwise, just start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Deepen the breath. And bring your palms together right here, bringing your thumbs to third eye center, just in between the eyebrows. Take a deep breath in through the nose, acknowledging your practice. And a deep breath out, letting it go. And thank you so much for taking the time to practice with me. Enjoy your day. Om Shanti. Peace.